Hello, welcome to Chapter 13, Lesson 8. Today we're going to be talking about area of composite figures. So a composite figure is made up of two or more figures. Okay, so like if I put a square and I put it together with a rectangle, right? That's called a composite figure. To find the area of a composite figure, we have to decompose or cut it into smaller figures, the figure into smaller parts. Okay, so for example, this would be a composite figure. Normally, they aren't going to draw these dotted lines here for you. You're going to have to put them in yourself. Okay, but this is just kind of like the figure would look like this. So oftentimes, this would be 100% what happens when you're trying to find how much carpet you need to put in your house or how much flooring, right? Your whole house isn't probably one open rectangle. It's got square here, rectangle here, and so to figure out how much flooring you're going to need, you need to find the area of the different shapes in your house. Okay, so let's try this first example here. Shrubs, trees, flowers, and plants can be bought at Mr. Corley's nursery. What is the area of the nursery's garden at the right? So our first step is to break the composite figure into smaller parts. So we're going to be looking for rectangles. So here's what I see here. Looks like they want us to chop right here. Okay, we could have chopped there, or we could have chopped here. This way that I just did second is a little harder because we don't know how much this bitty piece is. Oh, but we can figure it out. But anyways, let's chop the way that they're asking us to chop since it's an example. So this is kind of what's nice with composite figures. You can chop it whichever way just to make squares or rectangles. But anyways, so they took this piece right here. So to find the area equals length times width. The length is 10, so we're going to put 10 right below. Width is 8, so we're going to put that right below. 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, and then here, area equals length times width. Our length is 12, and our width is 8. Okay, so to do 12 times 8, they're saying, hey, let's break 12 into 10 and 2. So I can take 8 times 10 and then add it to 8 times 2, which is 16 to get 96. Okay, so they're asking us to decompose that if you want to, and you could do 12 times 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. We'd get 96, or you can decompose. Either way works for me. So the area of rectangle 1 is 80 square yards. The area of rectangle 2 is 96 square yards. So if we add those two numbers together, 96 plus 80, we would get 6, 9, and 8 makes 17. So it would be 176 square yards. 176 square yards. Here we go, example 2. Find the area of the composite figure. This was the example I put on the front on the first slide. First step, break the composite figure into smaller parts. Look for rectangles. So this composite figure can be broken into how many rectangles? We can break it into 3 rectangles, right? 1, 2, 3 different rectangles. Okay, so if I'm looking at this top rectangle right here. Okay, this is kind of getting a little tricky here, so let's try to really pay attention and follow along with me. Ready? So this whole side is 10. I don't want to know what the whole side is. I just want to know what this piece of it is, right? Because if I'm looking at this rectangle here, I only need a tiny little piece of that. Okay, so if the whole thing is 10, but then look at this. I know that this piece is 8. So if this piece is 8, that means that this piece is 8. So if this piece is 8, and 8 plus question mark is going to equal 10, because that's the whole side is 10, remember? You get that blue in there. The whole side is 10. We know the yellow piece is 8. We want to know what the green piece is. We would do 10. Well, we could do 8 plus what equals 10. So we know that question mark is worth 2. I don't know if they're going to make you figure that out in any of them, but I just wanted to really explain that. Okay, so 8 and 2 makes 10, and that makes the whole side, which is the blue. Okay. So that gives us our first rectangle, 12 and 2, right? 12 one side, 2 the other. Remember, to find area, we need to find the length of 2 sides that touch at a corner. And then we have our second triangle, Our second rectangle has a side of 8 and 3, 8 and 3, and 8 and 3. Okay? So to find the area of our first rectangle, we're going to do 12, length is 12, width is 2. We can break it apart. Okay, 12 times 2, we can't do that. 2 12s is 24, right? I don't know why we'd need to decompose that. We could. 10 and 2 is 20. 2 and 2 is 4. 20 plus 4 is 24. So then our other 2 rectangles are congruent, which means that they're exactly the same. Okay, so our length is 8, our width is 3, okay, 8 times 3, 8, 16, 24 is 20, oh, well, look at that, would you look at that? They all have an area of 24. So 24 plus 24 plus 24, we could do 24 times 3, or we could add 3 together. 24 times 3, 4 times 3 is 12, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 72. Okay, if you're not comfortable with that, do repeated addition, that's fine. And so we have a 72 there. All right, let's keep going. Okay, number 1 here says, find the area of the composite figure, show your work. Okay, here's what I think we'll do. I think, yep, either way we're going to have to figure out something. So let's just cut it here. Okay, so in order to find the area of this larger rectangle, please notice this. The 5 here is worth this whole side. Some kids get confused and they think, oh, well, that 5 must be worth this little piece that I need right there. No, 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 no. That little piece is worth 3. We can notice that by looking at the other side. Okay, so this little piece here is worth 3. So from here to here is 3. So we should be able to figure out this leftover bit, right? So this 3 plus this blue part equals 5, so that means this little blue part is 2 centimeters, right? Okay, so now we can figure everything out. So to figure out the bigger rectangle, I have to multiply 7 and 3. 7 times 3, and that would be 21 squared centimeters would be the area of the bigger rectangle. Then finding the area of the smaller rectangle here, I have to multiply 4 and 2. 4 times 2 equals 8 square centimeters. Okay, so now I need to just add 21 plus 8 because I need to add the 2 areas to get the composite shape area. 21 plus 8 is 29. So the area is 29 square centimeters. Okay. All right, so here we have to find the area of these composite figures and show your work. Of course, we always show our work, right? So I'm saying I would probably cut this one. Let's see if I cut it there. Yeah, let's cut it here. Okay, so for the larger rectangle, I already have the information that I'm going to need. I just have to multiply 6 times 4. So for rectangle 1, that's what that one's for, rectangle 1, I'm going to multiply 6 times 4 to get 24 square centimeters. Okay, and then for my other rectangle, let's call it rectangle 2. I'm going to have this bigger piece. Oh, look at this. So is this part right here from here to here worth 12? No way. The whole thing is worth 12. Okay, this whole line is 12. So I need to figure out what is the red portion worth, right? So first to figure that out, I better figure out what is the blue portion worth. So I'm going to look at the opposite side of the rectangle down here and see that this side is 4. So that means I know that the blue section is worth 4. Okay, and so if I know that the green, do you see my green line? That's 12. The blue part is 4. If I take 12 minus 4, then I can figure out what is the red section. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, so that means the red section is worth 8 centimeters. So we have our blue section plus our red section equals our green section, which is 12. Okay, so for our second rectangle, I need to take 8 and multiply it by 3. So, the red section is 8, and then this side is 3. 8 times 3 is also 24. So if I'm going to add the blue section, 24, plus the red section, 24, I'm going to get 48 square centimeters. Okay, so that's all we have to do for that one. So for this one, it's a pretty clear, for number 2, it's a pretty clear cut. We're going to cut it right here, right? Then we have two rectangles. For the top one, looks pretty straightforward. We just have to do 9 times 2, which would be 18. So for rectangle 1, which is going to be the top one, I did 9 times 2 equals 18. Then for rectangle 2, I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit trickier for us here. So I'm going to erase this so it doesn't get in the way. Okay. So we know our, oh, no, it's not going to get trickier. So we know our base is 9 and our side is 4. So for rectangle 2, all I have to do is 9 times 4. So 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, so now I just have to add 18 plus 36. 6 and 8 makes 14. 3, 4, 5. 54 square meters, because these are all meters. Square centimeters when they're centimeters, square meters when they're meters. Okay, let's try some more. Draw an example of a composite figure. So really, it's got to have straight sides, right? 90-degree corners. So this is what my composite figure is going to look like. Yours could look like anything, really, as long as it's squares and rectangles put together. What is the area of this bathroom floor? Right here. Okay, let's cut it. Let's cut it this way. Okay, so for the bottom, I just have to do 11 times 4 equals 44 for that area. And then I know that this whole side is 8. Okay, I know that because this side is 4, that this piece right here, the red piece, is 4. So that means I need to figure out the green piece here. So if the red piece is 4 plus the green piece equals 8, then I know that the green piece is also 4. So I need to do 7 times 4, which is 28, for the top one. So now I'm going to add 28 plus 44 to figure out what is my area. 28 plus 44. 8 and 4 makes 12. 4, 5, 6, 72 equals 72 square feet. Next question says, the floor will be covered in square tiles. 1 square tile covers 1 square foot. There are 9 tiles in a box. How many boxes of tiles will needed to cover the floor? So for this one, we're going to need to do 72 divided by 9 boxes. or 9 tiles in a box, and 9 times 8 is 72, so they will need to buy 8 boxes. Okay, here let's find the last area. Now look, this one, if we cut here and cut here, this area is 4. This area, I'm just counting, right? There's 4 boxes. This area is 6. This area is 6. So 2 6s make 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. So there's 16 square units for this composite figure. That was kind of nice. We just have to count the boxes, and there aren't too many of them. So that's all I have for you today, and thanks for watching till the very end. You rock. Bye.